The founders building billion-dollar AI companies right now are not winning because they have better models. They are winning because they collapse the distance between one idea and a paying customer. And that gap is probably sitting in your company right now, too. So in October 2025, a startup called Anisphere lost one of its founders. And 4 weeks later, they closed a $2.3 billion funding round. And only 8 months after that, SpaceX bought the company for $60 billion. The product was 3 years old. The founders were in their 20s. But what made this possible was not just an algorithm or a smarter idea. It's something far more useful to you that I'm going to tell you about today. So these four MIT friends started Anisphere in 2022, and at the time they had no clear product. In 2023, they shipped Cursor, a coding assistant that is built on tools developers already used. So they kind of cloned VS Code and then they recreated it. Nothing about the idea was exotic, but here's the part that is worth studying. It Their revenue, they actually did not grow every 2 months or steadily. They doubled roughly every 2 months. By 2025, more than half of Fortune 500 companies were already using it. And mostly because engineers just wanted the product. So it did not go through sales, or it was not, or did not even look like a procurement decision. It just looked like this product is very useful to me. I cannot afford not to use it. So again, the gap between a solution and a paying customer is very small. Now, by 2026, three of the four founders were already billionaires, and SpaceX acquired the company at $60 billion, which is the largest venture backed acquisition ever recorded. At that scale, Cursor was generating over $10 million in revenue per employee, compared to Salesforce that is generating about $500,000. And it's not an efficiency gain. No, that's completely two different species of a company. So here's why I'm telling you this story today. Instead of you just admiring it, you don't need to run an AI lab and you don't need to run or start a completely new AI coding tool. What you need is the same discipline. And this discipline has to start by finding the one process in your business where the distance between we do have an idea and we have a customer that is paying for it is longest. And this is what we try to close. And once we close this first, then you'll start getting the efficiency increase. For Cursor, that gap was developers want to code faster, and for your company, it's probably sitting in one of your processes, and your employees are probably complaining about it every single week. It's almost never your hardest problem. It's usually the most repeatable one. So, the founders behind Cursor, they were not smarter than everyone who did not build a billion-dollar company this year. They were faster at turning one idea into something that someone would pay for. And that's a leadership habit, not a technology. And it's exactly what I help executive teams find and build. So if you want to help finding that gap within your organization, that conversation is just one message away.